Welcome to the Lean Out Your Business podcast, a show dedicated to helping entrepreneurs accelerate business growth and simplify success. I'm your host, Crista Grasso, and I've been working with businesses for more than 2 decades to help them lean out and optimize what's working while eliminating anything that's not adding value. So if you are ready to get more time back in your day, more profit in your business, and to do business differently, growing and scaling on your terms, let's dive into today's episode. Everyone, welcome to another episode of the Lean Out Your Business podcast. Today, we are going to be diving in and talking all about getting ready for the summer shift. And what I mean by that is I know a lot of people change up their schedule in the summer. Some people actually slow down in the summer. They take some time off. They go on vacation. They cut down their work week. Other people do the opposite and they double down in the summer. They leverage that opportunity when they know other people slow down to really ramp things up. One thing that's pretty consistent across most businesses, though, is that the schedule does shift and things do change a little bit in the summer. So today I want to dive in and share with you a little behind the scenes and what I'm doing in my own business, but also give you some things to be thinking about, because right now is when you should be thinking about summer if you already haven't. Now, if you do 90-day planning and develop those lean strategic plans that I recommend all the time, you probably have already put a lot of thought into this. However, if you haven't, I wanted to make sure that we talked about this in this episode now so that you do have time to get yourself ready so that you can have a really successful summer. And so your business continues to bring in revenue, even if you are taking some more time off. I think the very first thing that you need to do is decide what your schedule is going to look like for the summer. Is there going to be absolutely no change? Is your schedule exactly the same as it always is? Or are you going to either start your days maybe a little earlier and wrap up a little bit earlier? Are you going to maybe change your work week? Instead of doing a 5-day work week, maybe you're going to move to a 4-day work week and do a long weekend so that you can really enjoy the nice weather. Just think about what impact the summer is going to have on your schedule, if any, because you need to know how much time you have available so you know realistically what you can commit to, so you do not overcommit yourself and end up then bleeding into all that time that you wanted to set aside for whatever summer means for you. I know for me, I love spending time in the pool. It's certainly time when I'm much more likely to go visit with family and friends, especially these days where we can actually be outside, where we couldn't really do that as much during the winter months, at least not in the Northeast where I live. Definitely don't want to be outside in December in Connecticut. But that being said, right, what does that work week look like? And what does your capacity look like? Are you just shifting around your schedule and the times that you're working, or are you actually cutting capacity, right? I just was doing this with one of my clients where we helped her shift from a 5-day work week down to a 4-day work week. And although we started looking at this for summer, she wants to keep it forever, right? Summer is an experiment to see, can she actually run her business effectively in 4 days a week and have a 3-day weekend every single week? And we both feel really confident that she can, because we did lean out her business. We got super clear on, those things that really mattered and the things that just simply weren't working in the way that she wanted to anymore in her business that she could cut out. And we also took a really good look at her schedule and we restructured her days so that she was really optimizing the time that she was working, leveraging focus blocks more, and being as productive as possible in the time that she was working. The other thing to consider, aside from just your recurring schedule, is any vacation time. So are you planning to take a couple weeks off from your business this summer, for example? Well, that's certainly going to have an impact on things, and you're going to want to make sure that your business is set up for you to be able to step away and that you're really leveraging your team as well as any of those systems that you've put in place. And if when I say those systems you've put in place, you're saying, what systems? Now is the time that you want to be putting those systems in place. So I know in my business, this summer is a little bit different than normal. So one thing that I tend to do is I always like to double down when other people slow down. So over the holidays and over the summer, a lot of people tend to slow down their business. Those for me are the perfect opportunity to double down in my business, because it gives me an opportunity to reach people when there's less noise in the market, right? Something you might want to consider as well is in the summer, maybe you are slowing down, but can you slow down in such a way that you're still getting in front of your clients when other people aren't. And I think that's so important, right? There's so much noise, especially in the online digital space, that if you ever get those moments where there's a little bit less noise, that gives you a great opportunity. And all of that comes with preparation and with systems. For me, normally I double down in the summer. For right now, this summer, I'm making a really big shift in my business, which I'll tell you a little bit more about in a future episode. But I'm actually going to be taking some time off in a way that I normally don't over the summer. And I'm going to be changing my schedule up over the summer as well. So it's been really interesting to go in and really look at what do I want to achieve, right? I just want some time and space for myself. I'm going to go away. I'm going to travel for a couple weeks. I'm going to really just check out. I'm going to clean. We're renting a dumpster. I'm really excited to just clean and purge and lean out my house instead of just leaning out my business, right? And so I have all of these things planned that I wanted to create space for. And part of the way that I'm doing that, and this is how you can do it as well, if you are planning a vacation in your business or you're planning to kind of slow things down a little bit and work less than you normally do, is really look at and build out that plan for what are you going to do when in your business over the summer. And when I say that, I don't mean the activities you're going to do. I mean your launch and promotion plan. What are you going to be launching over the summer? Which are the products or the offers or the services that you want to be promoting over the summer? What does that look like? And what can you put in place and set up now? Now, I do, some of you may know this, some of you may not, but I actually do a live webinar every 2 weeks. Over the summer, I'm going to be changing that to Evergreen. So I'm going to have a pre-recorded webinar. So when people register, they get immediate access on demand. That's taking some time right now for me and my team to go in and restructure that, because right now everything is based off of the live webinar. All of the emails, all of the automations, everything is timed based on the live webinar. When we go Evergreen, there's some complexities that we have to look at in order to make things work properly. So whereas right now I enroll people into my Planner Academy and I sell live, over the summer, it's all going to be automated. So think about in your business, again, what are those services? What are those offers? What are those products? What are those particular things that you want to be focused on that are going to be generating revenue in your business? And how can you reimagine those, or what can you do with them now from an automation or systems perspective to set yourself up so it's not dependent on you being live or your time? Now, another thing that I do is I do a live workshop once per month. And this I typically do in my Facebook group. So if you're not already a member, head over to leanoutmethod.com/group. You'll definitely want to be in there because we do some really great workshops. But that being said, as I look at that, I'm going to maintain those. I'm still going to do those over the summer. However, I had to schedule that around the vacations that I'm going to be taking. And the reality is I'm doing all the prep now. I have my next few workshops all queued up and ready to go. I know exactly what I'm doing every month over the summer, and I'm going to have all that content done for the most part in advance. My team already is working on the ad copy and getting that all done in advance. And so we're really very strategically looking ahead at what that is. We're automating and turning things evergreen where it makes sense to. And the things that we really feel are important to keep live, we are keeping live, but we're looking at simplifying that as much as possible. You want to look at your business and see how you can do the same, because here's the thing. You may be slowing down over the summer, but you do not want your business to slow down. You want to be generating revenue every single day in your business. And there's always this great balance in your business of things that you're doing live from a launching perspective where you have focused effort and you're trying to bring people in. But there's also this evergreen component where you truly want to be able to generate sales every single day in your business. And you don't always want that dependent on you doing something live. And so you want both elements of that. I've found that, over these past 20 years in business, that combination tends to be a really successful combination where you can do those quick infusions of cash by doing some sort of launch or something that's very targeted and very focused, but you also have that consistent recurring revenue in daily sales in your business by having more of an evergreen or something a little bit more automated that's going on at the same time. And so if you do not have that yet in your business, this is such a great opportunity to take the time and map out what that will look like. And if you need help with that, my one-day business intensives are an amazing opportunity. They appear as if they are all sold out because they are. However, I am opening up some spaces for those people who want to get ready for summer because I have been getting a lot of questions about it. So if that's you, just reach out and we'll find a time. I'll make sure that I support you on that. The goal here is no matter what you do, you want to be able to do two things. You want to actually enjoy your summer. So you do not want the hamster wheel in your mind going at all points in time so that even when you're trying to take time away from your business, your brain is stuck in your business and you're constantly thinking about the things that you need to do, or worse, stressing about the things that you need to do, and you're not being present and fully enjoying the summer. We want you to fully enjoy the summer, whether that means you're working less, you're working just as much as normal, or even if you're working more. The key is when you're working, you want to be as productive as possible and all in as possible. And when you're not working, you want to be completely checked out, present in the moment, enjoying the summer itself. So that's number one. But number two is you want to be generating revenue every single day in your business. You do not want revenue to slow down over the summer just because you take some time off. So I'm going to give you a couple tips to round things out today, and these should be no surprise to you because these are the things that you should be doing always in your business, whether you are going into the summer shift or just in general. And the first thing is clarity. You want to lean out your business, and leaning out your business starts with clarity. You want to know what are those things that actually matter most? What are the things that matter most right now? And what are the things that you can cut and eliminate and lean out of your business? And you will usually find that you'll get hours back just simply doing that. Beyond that, obviously, there's so much that you can do to become more productive. Go back and listen to the podcast episode on productivity for some of those tips. And then finally, when you've made it through all of the waste in your business, so you've gotten rid of all of the fluff, you've gotten rid of all of the things that don't matter. If you're then looking at your schedule and saying, okay, I'm down to what I feel like are the essential things that need to be, remaining. These are the things that are going to help me achieve my goals, that are going to help me grow my business, and that are going to keep delivering on my existing commitments to my clients and the things that you already have that are in place to just kind of keep things running with that level of quality that you want to be providing to your clients. When you look and you feel like that's the only thing that's left in your schedule and it's more than you want to be working, this is where the really tough decisions come in. And you need to do a couple different things. A, you need to delegate more. So leverage your team or grow your team. Now is a great time to be growing your team before the summer. You have an opportunity to get new team members onboarded in place and able to pick things up and run with them. So A, look at what you can delegate. That's going to be really important. B, of course, look at what you can automate, look at what you can systematize, all of those things. But the third piece, and this is the one that's the hardest, but sometimes necessary, you've got to say no to something you don't want to say no to. That's just reality. If you want to work 30 hours a week over the summer and you've got 40 hours a week worth of activities to do, you've got to find 10 hours a week or more to say no to. And you either have to accept that you're going to have to put some things on hold that you would like to do, or you are going to have to accept that you're going to be working more than you want to work. You can't have it both ways. And this is a little tough for people sometimes because here's what I see a lot of people do. They go into the summer saying, I'm only going to work 30 hours. But they don't actually cut anything. And then they end up resenting the fact that they're working 40 to 60 hours. They're stressed out all the time. When they do take the time to do the things that they want to do outside of their business, they're not fully present. Their mind is still stuck in the business. And they end up leaving the summer instead of feeling refreshed and renewed and excited to jump into fall and get ready for a really successful second half of the year. The opposite happens, and they leave the summer feeling drained and frustrated because they felt like they took time off, which I'm saying in air quotes here, but they really didn't because they weren't realistic about what they could do in their expectations. So they always felt less than. They always felt like they were accomplishing less than they wanted to. They were making less than they wanted to. They were doing less than they wanted to. And you don't want that. So really get real with yourself and take a real honest look at how much do you really want to work? How much can you really get done in that time? And which things are truly the most important. You actually have things prioritized. There is a stack rank order. And even though you may want to keep all 5 things, if you look at priority 1 through 5, you may realize that 4 and 5 have got to go. And you only get to keep 1 through 3 for the summer. And you can pick 4 and 5 back up when you ramp your schedule back up again. So this isn't necessarily what people want to hear. However, if you do this and if you commit to this and really get realistic about your capacity and only make commitments based on that capacity, you are going to have a much more successful business in general, but especially a much more successful summer where, like I said, we meet your 2 goals. 1, you actually get to enjoy the summer. And when you're not working, you get to actually not be working and enjoy those things that fuel you and make you really feel recovered and renewed and refreshed. Those are the things that you want to be creating space for and finding space for. And then the second one, of course, is continuing to generate revenue so that even if you are checked out or you are working less, your business is still working just as hard for you. All right. So with that, I hope that you are ready for your summer shift. I will see you again next week. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Lean Out Your Business podcast. I hope you got a lot of value and actionable insights from today's show and would love if you take a moment to leave us a review. If you have any questions on today's episode or on how to lean out your business, join us over in our private Facebook community where every week we do live training and Q&A, and I'd love to have you be part of the conversation. Head to leanoutmethod.com/group to join us. And before you go, be sure to subscribe to the show so you're the first to know when we release a new episode. We'll see you next week.